Hello, everyone. This is Blake Baxendale with Denim Marketing and Waha Design. Today, I'd like to kind of go over some of the most recent updates with Google algorithm for the past quarter. They've made some major updates, one called the spam update and the helpful content update. The main goal of these was kind of to neutralize spammy links that are being used as backlinks. These are things, you might see some people post, websites and comments on areas that have nothing to do with what the article has to do with. So they're kind of spamming other blogs with your backlinks. But anyway, so what Google is doing is they're using what they call the spam brain, which can detect spam directly on sites that are buying links and sites that are used for the purpose of just passing outgoing links. Anyways, another update was the helpful content update. And this huge, big hit on anything that is AI generated. There's a lot of, programs out there nowadays that, you could go ahead and, just put in maybe a keyword and maybe a few keywords and they'll start generating content for you. This is great and all, but most of the time these AIs are grabbing this content from somewhere else. If you take that content, you'll paste it in somewhere like SEMrush or other tools, you may see it'll get flagged for plagiarism. When you're doing the plagiarism, this creates duplicate content on the internet. And therefore, not only you're taking a hit for using duplicate content, but so is the other people who are using the same content. If you do want to use AI, my recommendation is to just use it sparingly. You would want to just take it and read it over, make sure you're not keyword stuffing in there, and maybe tweak it a few things. And I would, again, take what, even after you tweak it, put it into a plagiarism checker to make sure it's already adjusted enough so it's not considered plagiarized. Anyways, one of the interesting parts about this was Neil Patel. He's a real big SEO whiz. He did an experiment, and he showed in his experiment that there was roughly a 17% drop in traffic for pages that were using pure AI and about a 6% drop in pages that used AI with human editing. The best results would actually be to possibly avoid AI at this moment and then really just go with an original copywriter. Original content is always better than AI generated content. So with the AI generation, you're really seeing, the biggest one out right now is that ChatGPT. So with ChatGPT, it can do a lot more than obviously write, it can write code, it can generate images. Again, we're mainly talking about content here. It's probably one of the smartest ones on the market right now. But again, you're going to want to check it over. Even the content from ChatGPT, it's taken from other places. We've already taken one document that we tried over there, and it does flag it as plagiarized, so it is producing duplicate content. And not only that, even if you adjust these, some of these AI generators, they produce like what they call watermarks. You can't really see them, but you'll find, and this is, ChatGPT is actually going to be doing this too, but it's not quite in the development, but it's a crypto watermark. And this crypto watermark can eventually trigger Google's helpful content update and actually penalize places that are using it. One of the biggest things, though, that happened though with this helpful content update also was the penalization of doorway pages. So what are doorway pages? Doorway pages are something what, a lot of places we're using as what they call, maybe an example would be a location page. So if you have multiple locations, you were trying to rank for, let's say, dentists in Wilmington, because you just had a Wilmington office. And then you have an office in Raleigh. You want to say now, and have a separate page for your Raleigh location, and you're using the title, dentist in Raleigh. The titles and everything, those are absolutely fine. But where the helpful content update penalized people was more on the fact that a lot of location pages use duplicate content. They don't really have a big difference or significance between the other location pages on the website. So now Google's realizing this, and they're kind of penalizing you if you're using those that kind of method. Now, do location pages still work? Yes, and we still use them with clients. But the main thing is what you need to do is make sure the content on those location pages are unique. You don't want to have the same text for your Raleigh and like maybe your Wilmington office. And with those, you don't want to just change the word of the city. So you actually you want to go in there, completely create unique content for those areas. Maybe some examples would be like, if there's different doctors or staff at those locations, you can feature them. Or if there's different services that you offer at one location compared to another, you can talk about that on those location pages. So what else can be done instead of creating multiple location pages now that this content update has happened and it is kind of penalizing them? Well, the first thing is really target your primary area in your titles. If your main business is, again, we'll use Wilmington, make sure you put Wilmington in there versus everywhere else. Another recommendation would be create a standard general service area page. On this page, you can list out all the areas that you serve and possibly include like an image of a map showing all the areas that you serve. That's one option. You could also change your focus from location pages to case study pages. I've seen some great results with this, even on my own site. The case study pages are at times the most viewed. This would be a little bit similar to a blog where you can add maybe before and after pictures explaining what was done on a specific project. You can mention the location of a project that it was done at. So now you're getting your location word in there to help out with your local SEO. You mentioned the problem and also the end solution. An example of a title for this, you could, if you're not using this already as like a service related page, but more of a case study page, you can say teeth restoration in Charlotte, North Carolina, and feature all your teeth restoration on there, or just maybe one specific restoration that you did and show photos of it. Some offsite items that you could do to help specific locations are just joining some local networking groups. Reach out to the local newspapers to issue press releases. Make sure those press releases have your website on them or link back to your website. Some publication sites, they'll normally link back to you. Another big one, which we've also done ourselves, was join your service areas Chamber of Commerce's. So if you have multiple locations, join multiple chambers of commerce. Chamber of Commerce, they are usually a high domain authority, which is a great backlink to put on the site. They have a directory of usually the people who are part of the chamber. So when they link back to your site, that'll actually help your site and give you some juice on there. So anyways, like I said, my end thoughts though on location pages is they still work, as long as they are unique. I just wouldn't repeat what's on other pages. Google is getting smarter, and I would not be surprised if these pages start to fade away, and where case study pages may emerge to be more significant. So implementing other methods, as I mentioned earlier, will eventually help out and probably take over. The other items that Google rolled out recently was their new dashboard for their Google search status dashboard. And this, I'm happy to share. This here is the Google search status dashboard. Now, right now, everything looks fine on there, but what the goal is of this is, I won't say this past quarter, it might have been this past quarter, but there was a couple of times, I believe, maybe in November, possibly even maybe the previous quarter, there's multiple instances of their algorithm crashing. And not working. So now, due to that, Google has released a chart here to see if you ever want to take a look at it, to see if anything's offline with Google. As of right now, with all the check marks, everything's online, and it only shows a 7-day period. So you won't be able to go back and look at anything in the previous. It only shows the current, 7 days or past 7 days. So that's, so if you're ever just kind of curious, if you see like all of a sudden like a drop in traffic, you can go to status.search.google.com and just see if there's any kind of penalization. This, I would say, is going to be more for other marketers who are looking at additional tools to use. But I don't, if you manage your own SEO, this would be a great item to look at if you end up seeing any kind of drop. Anyways, thank you very much for listening. If you have any kind of questions, feel free to reach out to us at info@wahandesign.com. We're more than happy to answer any questions that you may have. If all of a sudden you realize that you took like a big hit after these algorithm updates, we're more than happy to take a look and see how we can help you out. You can visit our websites at wahandesign.com, or if you're in the dental industry, you can visit us at dentalmarketing.com. Thank you and have a wonderful day.